This is fat and spicy.
Fat and spicy, motherfucker.
Fat and spicy.
It's another fat and spicy.
So you want me to say fat and spicy? Fuck that. Come on, here.
Fuck fat and spicy.
Dude, we're mega superstars, bro.
To the old lady I cut off at the light, I am sorry, but you were too slow.
Have you seen Werewolf Labs, man?
One of my captains, he was like, Sheriff, we seen a werewolf. I thought he was crazy. What werewolf you talking about? And then he started acting crazy a little bit. You know what? I think you're 5150. I'm gonna put you on administrative leave. You go to the hospital.
Sounds like you've been smelling what we've been smoking.
Fuck, if there's a mayor, I want to be at.
Right?
Hey,
I know.
I'm for mayor.
Eating nothing but roaches and, mind you, fingers. I just love fingers.
Chicken fingers?
No, homeless people's fingers.
Are you still messing around with women who are taken?
All right.
Oh my God! Say it ain't so. The viewers are in awe.
Okay, but you know what? Everybody has a past.
Question for Josh. How did you learn to be a developer for 5M, and how would you recommend a beginner starting?
I've got a background in the IT space for a long time. There were a lot of things that I could kind of grasp, like coding and stuff, but I'm not deep in certain areas as I would like to be. But I would say, you know, the best way to start anything in life, doesn't matter what it is to just jump head first into it.
What is roleplay?
It's a place where I can escape personal trouble that I have going on in my real life. I come here and I RP because it's a place that I can come and be somebody other than myself, other than the guy that gets up and goes to work every morning.
For me, it's a place where I can come build characters outside of ourselves, try to promote interactions with other people. What I do love is when people take the time to turn around and have interactions, meaningful interactions. You know, even if it's just a few words, those few words can mean a lot.
This is Fat and Spicy, the podcast brought to you in city, out of city. I'm Fat.
And I'm Spicy.
And this is the Fat and Spicy Show. Boom.
Boom.
What?
Oh, somebody hit the camera. Somebody smack that thing.
Smack it. Just smack it. Well, we're bringing
yeah. Hey. Ooh, there's the red light.
There we go. I thought we were doing the blackout session today. All right, guys, welcome back. We are finally back in a new city, ready to show you guys a little something.
Yeah.
Who is out there sending biddies? Miss Taylor, thank you for the bit. Now we can finally get a shower installed in Spicy's camper.
Hey man, I use that what is it, Tom's deodorant, man. There's no aluminum and it keeps me fresh. I'm just kidding. That stuff makes you stink.
Is that like the equivalent of a Springs? What is that? What is it called? Irish Springs?
No, Irish Spring isn't that bad. I'll tell you something though.
I don't know.
If you wanna, I'll tell you a little trick to do with Irish Spring. is if you have like rats in your house or like in a barn or something, take Irish Spring soap, break it up into pieces, and put it in like the corners and shit. They will not go near it. They hate Irish Spring.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, maybe I need to start doing that. Maybe I want to attract so many toxic, exes.
I think you're gonna need more than a bar of soap, my guy. How you been, dude? What's new?
Just same old on the grind. I did apply to be a cop in one of the cities that I'm in.
Oh, really? How's that going?
I haven't heard anything back, but hey, I guess
Don't ask me for a reference.
I'm still out there selling drugs. I'm just kidding. I'm not selling drugs. That's crazy.
The hell
Cool,
you're
dude.
not. I know it. I know your game.
No. That's not me. I'm out there pimping out cars. Mechanic. That's the only thing I can do.
How's our producer been? How you doing, hon? How you been? How's your week been?
How you doing? It's been good. It's been good. I've been in Essence doing a little role play. I'm Laws became an MC member, so she's patched up and being a little
Good
criminal.
grief.
Yeah,
All right.
it's kind of different.
Oh,
I'll get you that money I owe you real quick, okay? Just
You
just
better.
don't give me that
I'm gonna
look.
pop
Don't
your
break
ass.
my legs. What have you been up to, Spicy?
Just been chilling, man. It's been a long week at work. Had to work all weekend long, but that's what it's like when you're in charge. So
I gotcha. And Sophia, I'm glad to see that you're out of jail for the weekend.
Glad to be out of jail. I'm sorry, I didn't expect this question.
shout out to Miss Taylor. Thanks for the subscription, man.
Yo, thank you very much. Don't forget that, guys, if you're just tuning in, let me wear my manners. I'm Phat. You can call
And
me
I'm
Jacob.
Spicy.
Yeah.
You call me Anson.
And this is the Phat and Spicy Show,
Hey.
where we go city to city to bring you guys the best of the best and the worst of the worst, and hopefully today is going to be one of those best of the best moments. I don't see anything. I haven't been disappointed yet, and I flew in.
Well, I did
So
spend some time walking around, and I will say that they have some interesting MLOs, like the police department we're in. I've never seen this before. Very nice. Very
we're in
big
the police department right now?
Yeah, this is the police department.
Yeah, I thought we were in like some kind of magical garden.
No, man, I know, right? You walk out there, there's a huge tree with the lights all around the balconies. It's really nice in here.
It makes
I
me
was
want to get
impressed when I
arrested.
saw it. Right? Yeah, I want to see the cells after we're done with the show. I don't want to spend the night, but I definitely like to take a look.
Yeah, we know you're used to spending a night.
Just that one time, man. I stole the fire.
I mean, Laws literally just got out of prison right before the show.
We're glad that you were able to get out, in time to be here. I didn't even
you
know.
were late. I sent you message upon message. Nothing. Apparently, they had your phone locked up.
I was wondering when she was wearing those little sandals. I thought it was just a fashion thing.
Yeah, you know. I
the
stole a
prison's
bicycle in the prison, and rode around a little bit.
What kind of prison has bicycles?
This one apparently.
The exercise bike?
They got
No,
spin
it was
class.
little BMX.
They didn't give her extra time because it was an exercise bike. They were like, she wasn't going anywhere.
I think she reduced my time because she was like, well, you guys failed, so here. No, she said I had really good manners, so that she reduced my time. So.
Goodness gracious. You sure you weren't in the insane asylum?
There was a screaming guy, so maybe.
Wait, what?
Some screaming man going crazy, and I was like, well, guess they took me to the insane asylum instead.
They locked you up with Fatsy, huh?
Yeah.
I've never been in a crazy person home in my life.
No, all the
that I
crazy people
remember.
are locked in your head.
Yeah, there you go.
They
You
can't
little
get
by
out.
little. Yeah, no, I let them out sometimes. Everybody's got to breathe. Yo, but don't forget, guys, that if you are subscribed, that we will be starting. I don't know if it's going to be in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm not sure, but we will be starting to film. We decided on doing 2 Mondays out of the month. So that'll be 2 OOC and then 2 subscription only shows that will be, pretty much are what do we call it?
Just a little bit off the cuff, a little bit raw.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some real serious issues that aren't quite so lighthearted on the show. Things that we've noticed in RP, or maybe some other people have some grievances or whatnot. And also, you're going to hear a lot about Jacob and I. It's a raw show, man. You're going to find out all about us and what you find out that he keeps a roll of bubble wrap under his bed. Don't have it.
It's not
And
under the bed. It's under the sheet.
And sometimes 2 chilies and 2 chicks.
What?
Wait, that's horrible. Why would you say that?
Miss a little, miss a lot.
I like it. No,
Anyway,
but
guys,
yeah.
tune in for that. The Raw show is going to be amazing. Please check it out.
No, I mean, yeah, most definitely. Like I said, guys, other than that, as always, we love to start off with just thanking you guys so much. As I told you, everybody here that's been supporting us will get a, what is those? What are those photos that the women take? Like during the lingerie and stuff.
Oh, boudoir pictures.
Yeah, you're gonna get some. You're gonna get a spicy boudoir photo, signed and autographed.
Yeah, man. I got some special chonies just for it.
That's gonna be. That's something you want to look forward to opening your mail. We're gonna send it through the postal service, so you get
You
it.
guys
with
just
a little
lost
stamp.
a sub because of that.
See what you did, man. That's your
Sub
fault.
sandwich. It's all right. It's all right. We know what the people want. But
We hope we know what the people want. Anyway, go ahead.
last but not least, today, guys, we are in a special place. Today, we are in none other than Lunar Vista. And did I say it right?
Yeah, Lunar Vista.
Okay, LunarVistaRp, guys, which, if I'm correct, is a brand new server.
Yes.
You guys are still in beta, correct?
We're still in beta. We've had beta open for about a month now.
Still in beta, guys, and this is what this show is all about: is capturing these fresh, servers as soon as they open up, in hopes of, like I said, finding you guys your forever home, or maybe just a different type of experience, a different type of RP that you're not used to. Maybe you feel like getting out of your comfort zone, which I recommend for everybody to do. So it's kind of why I've been in Trendsetters for so long. It's something that I'm not used to. I did so much, RP in a certain type of way. It's just different, and so like, even when people, like I said, make that big old jump to Red M, it's just different, and people just like different. So I encourage everybody, if you got time, just do something different. Get out of that comfort zone that you're regularly used to. Of course, the rules are going to be different for every city that you join, so just make sure you read those rules. But if you can do that and just follow along, I guarantee that 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have good experiences throughout, the 5M world.
Plain and simple. You said it all right there.
Yeah, but none other than, like I said, we are, yeah. But again, guys, Lunar Vista RP, they're just opening up. You said, guys, been open, what you said, 2 months?
Yeah, just about one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
1 month still in beta.
So before we go on, let's introduce our guests.
Yeah. Well, we'll give it a second.
Yeah, we'll give it a second. We got a little ad break coming up.
It's all right. We'll have a little pop lock. Let's show y'all a little something. Oh ho, ho, ho.
What?
I don't know, but I need to eat before I die.
What are you doing?
Somebody give me some candy. Oh goodness.
You got low blood sugar or what?
I can't get any candy. Oh, thank you.
There. Little something to keep that blood sugar up. I don't want you passing out on me. I can't do this.
I need something to drink as well.
And you're so needy.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, that's what you get.
You said that, what you get. Jesus, dude, you were on one tonight, man. No, I'm the spicy one. You're spicy tonight. Maybe I'll be fatsy. So welcome to the Phat and Spicy Show. I'm Phat.
I don't believe anything you say.
Very good.
Goodness gracious.
So I think we are out of our commercial.
Okay, good. Again, so guys, again, welcome to the show, and none other than on my left over here, we have
Taylor. Hi, I'm Taylor.
Taylor, okay, and then in city you are
Laura Young.
Laura Young. I got you. And what is your profession in the city? Do you?
Oh, I am technically a second lieutenant for the PD, but at the moment I am the interim chief.
Very good.
Nice.
Yes.
So you RP with the people, right?
What do you mean? I RP with everybody. I love all sides of RP.
Awesome. Well, some cities they have, and I get no backlash to these kind of people, but some people, that are admins just choose to be admins, and that's all they want to do. Again, I can respect that, but it is good to find admins that actually RP with their community.
Absolutely.
You know what? I 100% understand that though, because there's a lot of cities that have issues with their players. Their players just can't handle having admins RP with them, and it's to each their own. It just comes and goes.
Most definitely. And over here on Spicy's right, who we got over there?
Introduce yourself, bro.
So, my name is James, and in City I play currently the character I'm representing at the moment is Harry, but I also have another character who runs the EMS and a police character as well.
Very good. Well, welcome
Nice.
to the show, man.
And based off the accent, we're gonna assume you're from Utah.
That was my
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, we'll go with that.
Thing.
I thought it was Ohio.
Yeah, is it Ohio?
Most normal guy in Ohio.
Oh, God.
Kansas.
There's a lot of stuff in Ohio, right? Oh goodness.
Hey, you know,
What's that song?
Columbus is a nice place.
Ohio is for lovers.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Speaking of a lot of things in Ohio, there's a lot of stuff to do in the server. I was looking at your map, and you guys have some interesting stuff I've never seen before. Like, what is the poster job?
Oh, the poster job. So a lot of our nightclubs have posters that you can actually go out. You get paid money to go advertise for the clubs. So
Nice.
yeah, so the poster job actually allows you to it's kind of non-specific. It's handed out by an NPC, but it's still really cool. We have custom ads for our businesses that you go around, you paste up on the wall, and other players are able to see what's available.
That's awesome. That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
I did see as well. I did pick up a newspaper from the newspaper stand. So, guys, if you like to do Weasel News RP, they are hiring here. I know. I saw it. And I only say that because I did Weasel News RP for good
A
God
while.
knows 2-3 years.
Yeah, quite a while.
So
Oh my goodness.
I got my fill, and I started. So we started back then. Back in my day.
Yesteryear.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid.
Oh God, I heard Big Bert. You gave me a shiver up my spine.
What I started doing when I first started doing Weasel News was I started making newspapers like the way you guys have it now, where you have sections. And each section, like I had your ads for businesses, you had your news, I had a fortune teller page on there. What I paid a fortune teller to read people's futures or whatever, and then post the answers on the page. We also had classifieds for like homes, vehicles, stuff like that. And it was like I would make these 6-7 page newspapers every week. And I'm telling you, like, it was a drag. I mean, I loved it. Wow, but when I started doing it every week, I'm like, oh. And then we had to start pushing it to every 2 weeks. But after that, then ushered in the new age of technology, and we started doing everything through the website. So we had a Weasel News website, and you were able to pull that up through your tablet and just go through there. And it was a lot easier just doing it there than just page after page after page after page.
So,
That
what other
makes me sound very jealous.
Oh my god, James, what do you mean? I actually met James while he was doing the exact same thing in the city we were in before this.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I used to do that myself using at the time there was no in-city methods for it. We didn't even have a Weasel News MLO, so I would do a Google document that I would put a link out every week through the in-city social media. And
Nice.
most of the news stories I wrote were things that locals would say. Like they would just off chance mention. I think at one time they mentioned that a police officer nearby, a woman, one of the NPCs gave the quotes, "You just grabbed my tits." So I accused him of sexual harassment, and we did a 3-week scandal about sexual harassment
Very
right from once
good.
the PD.
Very
That
good.
is hilarious. I used to do the same concept, but with people and nobody understood. They were like, "Why do you want to do the news?" I was like, "You know how much power you have in your news." Like people don't like. I used to make all kind of lies. It's like people would be like, "Well, what are you gonna write about?" I was like, "Whatever I." I was like, "News
Yeah.
is whatever I say it is." I had mayors going against each other. You know what I'm saying? I created this huge storyline with aliens and stuff with it. It was definitely something that was amazing, to be a part of.
They
So
exist, dude.
Yeah, if anybody is
Yeah.
ever looking for something that's good and want to be unique with that journalism skills, and it doesn't have to be in the if you're just a good photographer, that helps out a lot. Definitely try Weasel News if you're in the city or come here and apply.
For me, it was simply if you're a player out there that's wondering, how am I going to meet people? How am I going to introduce myself to people? That was it for me. I was very unconfident. I didn't really know a lot about role play at the time when I started out. So for me, it was an icebreaker. I could turn up onto a scene and be like, "I'm here as a journalist, so I need to talk. So I need to interview you," and people will just talk to you.
Yeah, yeah. I look, man. As many times as I get behind scenes, just be like, "Hey, I'm the media. I'm the media," and they were like, "All right, come on in." Like
Yeah.
it was crazy though, but
So
I definitely had a lot of fun.
so let's take it down to the core of the whole thing. As far as your server goes, what are your visions as far as what you guys got going on here? Like, what do you see your server becoming? What is it going to be more of a hardcore RP system? Is it going to be more of a cop versus gang system? Like, what are your predictions?
Yeah, let's talk about busting them right open, man. We were supposed to warm them up a little bit, man,
No
before
way,
you just
man. No way, man.
wow.
James, you want to take that?
Yeah, I'm okay to answering that one. So when we started out, this was one of the very key early conversations that we had as a group when we started this project. We came from having tried multiple cities, being in different places, and trying lots of different styles of role play. We've all been criminals, police officers, civilians, and we thought about what were the best elements of each for us. What were the parts that we enjoyed the most, and what were the parts that we really didn't want to see more of and wanted to see a lot less of, and build that as our core principles. So we want to see strong role play. We want to see people building storylines that we want as staff to be able to assist people in those as well, making big scenes or dramatic arcs so that it's a lot less of what happens today, but more of, oh, how is today going to affect the next 3 weeks of our role play?
Interesting. I like it.
And as well as
So
that, yeah, we've also got a hard. We want to try and introduce a lot more civilian role play as well. I don't like you noticed and you said we've put a heavy focus on different tasks and jobs and activities that could be done by people that are trying to remain entirely legal.
which is amazing, and like I said, I salute you guys for that because it's one thing that I've always pushed for and been a voice for was civilian RP because nobody understood. It seems like every server that I was part of, up until AAC, was never really understood, the quality that Civ RP brings to a city. It was like, oh, but even AAC had a turn for the worse, towards the end. Um, where they started focusing more on gang stuff, gang this, gang that. And again, nothing against gang members, but you have to understand that without civs, who are you gonna hold hostage? Who are you gonna, who's gonna be a cop? Who's gonna hold the gun while you try to escape? Who's gonna be chasing you? Who's gonna pick you up when you're down? You got to take in all these factors into consideration that regardless of how people feel, and this is just my personal opinion, Civ RP is going to be the top priority for any server that I believe that wants to make it, unless you're just a 100K or die server, and that's just what you do.
I agree. Another
Uh,
big factor that I've seen, that one of the big things that we've tried to that we would like to avoid seeing is that, I mean, for me, one of the most problematic systems I've encountered, and this comes majority of the time from me playing as a criminal, specifically on my Harry character across various cities, is that no matter where I go or what I do, there always seems to encounter an issue when it comes to criminals and territory. People always, it seems to be an endless cause of gripes that people want to expand territory, and when they do, they seem to take no account for who they're interacting with when they do.
No, yeah, it's more or less kind of like a game of tag. It's like I'm gonna tag this. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. This
Yeah.
is mine. It's like okay, but are you? And I encourage so many of the gangs from a lot of servers should be like, hey, ask yourself, yeah, you may be top dog in the gang world and everything. You might be able to shoot. You got shooters and all this other stuff, and that's cool. I was like, but what are you doing to enhance RP for not just yourself, but your crew and the people that are around you, like the civilians and how are you benefiting the RP world?
Wait.
And that's one of the things that I encourage a lot of the gang members to look into.
We have a
What were you gonna
question
say?
from the audience. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rizzo says, okay, I have a question. I visit a lot of GTA servers with friends, and I have yet to find a server that does a good job policing OOC toxic players. I'm sure that's a hard thing to do, especially if your server is busy. But my question is, how are you planning to make sure you have a toxic-free and safe environment for all of your players?
Oh, I can probably answer that pretty well.
Please.
To start, we've noticed a lot of cities that rely on no clip, we can't do anything. If you are being harassed in your city, I don't care what you have available, it's something we'll look into. We're not just gonna stand idly by if someone says that, they're being called, racial homophobic slurs. We'll be there. Like punishment can be dished out for things like that, regardless of whether or not you have the evidence. Now, if it's obvious that someone is targeting someone and making false accusations, of course we're not gonna follow through with anything. But I've seen so many places where that's just, I guess, ignored because there's no actual clip of the issue. But there's so many people that come into these cities with lower end computers that can't clip it. And it's like we need to hold everybody accountable, regardless of where it said. If it said in someone's Twitch chat, we figure out who it is and we hold them accountable.
Excellent.
Awesome. We do have another
That
question.
is something.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, no, I was just gonna tack on that. That's something we discussed very early on. Again, in our development process, was that we want to be very proactive in the way that we treat incidents. So, yeah, we are, and we will never be the place that requires you to have a clip if you make a report to us, or you inform a staff member of any form of like toxicity or harassment. Like, we will take it 100% seriously every single time and do our absolute utmost to investigate. Like, we understand, we hope that people understand that sometimes it's not always going to be possible to prove everything, but we have as many systems in place to make it possible for us as we possibly can.
Okay.
Awesome. I did ask him if he had anything else to add on to that, but while he types, Koi does have a question as well. I'd like to know how these two got into roleplay and what things along the way inspired them to get to their own server, to get their own server running.
Yeah, where'd you guys start out?
We both started out in Lucid City RP.
Okay.
I think I had about a year's experience on James, but when I first started out, I was watching Box on Twitch, who was originally playing Rust, and he jumped over to play in NoPixel. So I had some friends who were like, you know what, let's go check out this city. We jumped into Lucid, and we just started going. And we started up Crim RP really early on. But about a year into that, I hopped over to Whitelist whenever they swapped over to their 2.0, and that's when I met James. So James, what got you into RP?
For me, it was, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons during COVID. I just started to really
Hell
get
yeah.
into D&D, and I was also streaming at the time, and because of both of those things combined, along with being a long-time fan of a YouTube group from the UK called The Sidemen. Some people know them, some people don't. But one of their members, Zerka, went to NoPixel and joined NoPixel, and started releasing, obviously, his streams as VODs on his YouTube channel. So during the day when I was sat there writing my D&D campaigns for people, I would be listening to YouTube videos from the Sidemen, and eventually it flicked over onto one of Josh's videos that he did of him in NoPixel. and it really intrigued me to see a video game where people were doing D&D inside the video game. Essentially, there wasn't any of the rolling. There was still a whole amount of video game skill set that came into it, but the role play aspect was there. And so I was like, I want to do that. So I did some research. I found that NoPixel was basically impossible to get into if you're not already a famous streamer or got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I quickly threw that idea out of the window and researched what is a medium to big sized city that's good for new players, and came across Lucid City, where I joined the public for maybe 3 weeks before I moved on to the whitelist, and Taylor was one of the first people I met on whitelist.
Standing. Very good. Are you guys planning to whitelist Lunar Vista?
We actually started out as a whitelist for the first, what was it, couple weeks, and we
Yeah.
decided, you know what, there's really no way to get an accurate test going for a lot of the scripts we're running if we aren't letting in anybody who's willing to test. So, I mean, if we're able to get a bigger population, I'd love to, because it'll really weed out those people who aren't serious about the roleplay they're doing. But for the time being, I don't want to say quantity over quality, but I definitely am encouraging new players to join so we can help them guide them through the way.
Cool.
Good.
Now we have seen and we asked this question many times, but when you say quantity over quality, and we're talking about quality here, what is your perception? What is your description of a quality RPer?
Quality RPer is pretty much anyone who can not only create their own story, but create a story that engages other people. I've seen a lot of people who think that they're really good at RP, and it's all self-serving at this, sacrificing other people's fun. And we're all just here to have fun. So anybody who can help others have fun is a pretty good RPer for me.
I like that answer. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that's a great answer.
That's a nice.
That's very much along the lines for me. I mean, I've encountered some people that have said, "Oh, I'm an amazing RPer," and when you role play around them, you find that for a scene that they've planned and put a lot of thought into, they've taken time and effort to plan out that scene. They'll be good for that scene, but when it comes to interacting with other people's scenes, they're not great. Like, you have to be able to be willing to be a truly great role player. I feel like it's not just being able to bring great stories yourself, it's being able to throw out your own stories in favor of other people's stories and providing an aid to their storytelling.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Yeah, like that's one of the biggest things, especially when I tell people all the time, it's like it's okay to not be the center of attention all the time. Sometimes you need to help feed other people's RP.
I mean, in the end, isn't that really what we're all doing? It's live action improv, and as we've always said, the core to the RP is accepting what somebody's giving you and saying yes and just building on top of their thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
We do
it's
have
the
another
yes and
question.
mentality that we're looking for in our players.
Excellent.
We do have another quick question. Does Claire Safitz, did I say that correctly, still exist? She and Harry had such a cute way of speaking.
Oh my goodness. So Claire Safitz is a character that I played in Lucid when I met James, and he was Harry. And we both did a bit of voice RP. Mine was pretty extensive, and I won't lie, it hurt. It was a voice that was kind of high pitched and had a little not a lisp, but a stutter.
Can you give
Regardless,
us a little taste of it here?
I can, but it's not going to be great. I've been sick this week.
We don't want you to hurt yourself.
No, it shouldn't be bad. So Queer talked like this all the time, and she was always going, "Oh my dad, what's going on, you guys?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Good,
but
that's
after hours a day of doing that, it definitely kind of built up a. I have vocal fry now, basically, from doing that voice.
the question is, did you ever do it unintentionally IRL? That's.
I have actually. It's been a while. I haven't played that character in about a year now.
That's
Actually,
when
it's almost a year.
That's when you
And
know the RP really gets to you, when you're sitting there trying to order food and you just revert to that voice.
Oh no, somebody hollered at me the other day
No, it's
in my kitchen. They called my name, and I turned around, yo, and then I because I was watching the show on my phone. I was rewatching the night before, and it just caught me off guard. He's like, yo, what's going on?
have you ever accidentally said, "Sorry, I'm in my head," in real life? That's embarrassing.
No,
That's interesting. I do
Yeah.
catch
Oh,
myself asking, like, if I'm playing games with other people and they ask me, like, okay, what button do I flex your D muscle? That's the one that
I've
gives me
done that.
all the time.
flex their muscle. Yeah.
Or I will tell people when people are like, "Hey, you coming to play COD?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm flying in now."
I'm flying in now.
Yeah, that I can see that. I can see that happening to me. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Here's a
Oh,
question, real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt. And
No,
this is
you
also
good?
for you too, Fatsy. Have the three of you had dreams in City?
Like where I was playing
Yes.
my character?
Like where you feel like you're either in the city somehow, the city looks like you're in your dream, the city is like being in the city.
Yeah. No, I've definitely had that with Paco. Where I would see my friends in city and like in front of me.
That's cool.
I didn't say
That's
anything. It was never like I was like having like the like a whole episode or anything, but it was just like I could see the people there, and it was, I don't know if I was recalling memories or like making new memories in my mind of like things that didn't happen, and it was just like a kind of like a little reel going off.
That's cool. Yeah. Very good. Back when I played World of Warcraft, I'd see the little toolbar at the bottom of the screen in my dreams. Yeah, it wasn't great.
That's a lot of World of Warcraft.
It was a
Oh,
ton
yeah.
of World of
I
Warcraft.
have yet to dream about GTA, but I have about Second Life all the time.
All the time.
All the time. But I've been playing Second Life for like 15 years, so.
Lee, nobody's addicted over here. That's crazy.
None of us have a problem with games or this. None of us.
None of us
We're all
have
So
saying,
who wants to drop their hours for 5M?
Why don't
Five
you
M
look
is
that
a
up?
lot less.
Where do you-
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Can you even look that up?
You used to be able to. Steam would show your hours.
So we do
I
have
know
another
I have
question. Oh,
about
go ahead. Sorry.
350 and I was just gonna say I have about 350 hours in Red Hat, and
Oh,
I've
okay.
got double that here at least.
I got about 4 years RP, more 5 years. I don't know.
I don't even want to know
yeah, I
how many
think-
hours I have in Second Life. Oh my god, my whole life. We do have a question
think
here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Say
I was
what
gonna
you
say,
have.
I think I was getting close to 3,000 hours, so
Ooh,
it's a lot.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah, Lee. Poor monitors never get a break.
So, Kay wants to know, what events do you guys offer?
Ooh, yeah. You guys got anything special planned?
Oh yeah, so we've had several events in the past. So far we've definitely done racing events. I think that's been our most fun. Just going out to Zancudo. We have some racetracks set up. And then we've also done some races through the city, all planned out, of course. But just trying to get our racing scene going. We've had a few players come through that are really interested in racing, so that was a big one. But for holidays, we have things set up like trick or treating. We have, they're candy canes, but they're like little candy treat hunts, so you can go out and find them.
I saw you have a corn maze.
We do have a corn maze, yes.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's very scary when it's foggy, I'll tell you that.
I might have to go check that out after the show. I'd like to see that.
And then I believe tomorrow we're supposed to have some kind of zombie event. So be careful.
I did see the candy around the city. I did get some.
Mhm.
You got some candy?
I don't think you can eat it, but I know it's for something. I think you have to
Oh,
turn
yeah.
it in.
Yeah. Yeah, you turn it in for prizes if you can locate enough candy for some prizes.
Cool.
Oh shit, I've been eating that.
So, how are you guys looking at counteracting? I don't know if you guys were affected by it at all, but the whole new TOS stuff, from Rockstar and 5M partnership.
Well, thankfully, we started very, very close to the TOS announcement. So we didn't invest too much money in copyright or IP material. So we were really able to, especially with vehicles, reverse that very quickly. we have paid for a lot of car models that are close to realistic cars, but they still have that quote unquote 15%. We're just working on clothing and making sure, as you can see, a couple of you are wearing some IP clothing,
I don't know
but
what you're talking about. This is
Mhm, mhm. We're phasing it out and getting some, similar clothing made at the
Yeah,
moment.
these shoes are called Hordens.
Hortons, of
Horden.
course.
Tom Hortons. Yo, shout out to Zeus Magoots coming in all crazy.
What's
Who
up,
is Zeus
Zeus?
Magoots? Who is
That's
Zeus Magoots?
isn't that Dewberry?
Is it Dewberry? Is that
I
you,
think it
Dewberry?
is.
Dewberry coming in all sneaky. Is Dewberry in Essence?
Dewberry is in Essence, yes.
I'm about to say I knew I saw his face.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, what's up, dude? Thanks for the follow, man.
And the
Dewberry.
James Adamson.
Oh, thanks a lot, too.
Yo, James, thanks for the follow, bro. Welcome to the Fat and Spicy Show.
Part of this fat and spicy family now. Let's touch chilies soon.
Supposed to save that for the Raw shows, man.
Oh yeah. It's the wrong Monday. My bad.
So okay, so that's good though, because I know there's a lot of cities out there that are definitely feeling that blowback, of having those new TOSs and having to comply, and their cities are just having to do complete 180s that I'm seeing, and hey, shout out to you guys that are doing it. Hopefully we can interview you guys soon and see how everything's going.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of them. I'm part of a lot of 5M community groups, and I know a lot of them are just giving up, and that sucks. But
So
hopefully
let me
that's
ask
only
you
going to
though,
make the
Pat,
5M server stronger out there for people.
the city that you like to play in a little bit. I know that they use a lot of branded stuff as well. Are they having to make that
Oh yeah, no,
transition
they're
now?
like, I mean, because it's not just about taking stuff out. It's way more than that, because you have people that have invested IRL money. You know what I'm saying? People that have
Oh
made
yeah.
these purchases that for these businesses and stuff, and they're having to go through and pretty much I don't say refund, but replace everything with something else. So shout out to those guys, because I know they're working overtime just to keep the community going, just to be like, because it could be anybody. It could they could easily turn their back on the community and just be like, oh well, I don't know any of you guys personally in real life anyways, and shut the server down.
You know, I was gonna say I have the utmost respect for the people who are sticking it out and taking on the financial burden of replacing everything that they've already purchased. They're doing amazing things, so
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Most definitely.
Now see, that's one thing I'm. Oh yeah, throw it out there again. Maybe we'll have a different answer.
Kate wants to know what kind of role play happens in the city. We've already answered that, but we could go over it again. I think she just joined, so.
Well, I think it's more or less of, I think what she's probably trying to ask is more or less like a unique RP is what she's probably asking. Because any city does, every city does, racing, stuff like, what's gonna make you guys stand out, from everybody else, aside from the amazing customer service.
So I think, in terms of that, that's a very good question.
Like I'll say,
Because
for example, I'll give you this example real quick. Like the city that I'm from, the city that well, I say we're originated, where the Fat and Spicy Show originally came from, is AAC, and we came from a city where 1 week we had werewolves, next week we had aliens, we had cyborgs, we had murderers, we had hauntings, stuff like this. Is I must. He said what now? Oh, I thought you said boobies. I was like, wait, you're on you're on the wrong Monday show with Spicy.
I'm sorry, what city was that?
Oh, but yeah, no, like I said, so we branched out once our city closed down. Again, nothing but love to the owners. Shout out Josh, bro. We still love you, for everything. We wouldn't be here without you. So, hey, much love to you, bro, wherever you are. But everything comes, like I said, the pressure gets to be so much for one person, and then sometimes they just can't They just don't see any more, potential in continuing what they started. And we hopefully, you guys don't ever get that, to that point where you guys feel burned out. I'm pretty sure with as many hours as you guys put into 5M, you've probably been burned out in one sort sense or the other.
Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of burnout before, but I don't expect it to happen. I mean, for me, burnout periods can be as short as 24 hours, and then I'm back. So
Not only
I
that,
don't
but
especially get long lasting.
we have our management team or ownership team, whatever you want to call it, consists of 3 people. So even if one of us is feeling down, you've got the other 2 to pick them right back up, and we get right back into it.
Awesome. That's the
Yeah.
key. That's the key is the teamwork, right?
100%. I
Yeah.
don't think we'd be anywhere without each other.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And good servers are built on that. So kudos to you guys. So looking at your
So
map.
yeah, but
Oh, go
just
ahead,
in
man.
terms of the question, just to answer it, in terms of unique RP, like we had the conversation about some of the things. I mean, one of the previous servers that we were in, one of our friends role played as a cat who was a police officer. He was just an amorphic cat police officer, and things like that we really liked. We've also seen sometimes when things like that go too far to an extreme and it becomes forced on people, and that's where we want to try and draw the line. So for us, we're trying to find that unique balance between allowing people to do unique and creative ideas. If you want to, if there are people out there that are very interested in supernatural and paranormal roleplay, we're very interested in like facilitating that, but only to the point that it's not forced on people who aren't interested.
I think you and I, Fat, had a conversation about forced RP on one of our last shows.
Yeah, I think we did is and it came down to like, things like where I would get a requests for people that wanted to be serial killers in the server, and I'm like, I can't let you do that. As much as as fun as it would be, for to have and never not, and I say fun because there's a lot of good RPers out there that can make something out of it, and not just go around killing anybody. But that's again falls into the lines of what I consider to be forced RP, killing somebody, who unexpectedly.
I've only
Like,
seen it done once really well, which was a guy that I saw he was a serial killer in a city, and he would spend his entire time running from the police. And the only people he killed were people that pre-requested him. They were like, "Oh, I would need to perm my character. Do you mind killing him?" And that serial killer would pop up out of nowhere and kill them.
I'd like
And that
to
was the
touch
only
on
time I
that
saw it done well.
because as staff, I'd like to be able to facilitate that. There may not be people or players out there who are willing to have their characters killed, but if there's someone who is seriously interested in it, I don't mind putting in the time to develop a character and get it well known enough that a death by a serial killer is substantial for them. I
yeah,
mean, whatever it takes to for people to have fun.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think the only way that I can really juggle around my brain right now at the moment to actually successfully facilitate a serial killer RP is you would have to spend a minimum of 2 days stalking this character,
Mm-hmm.
letting them know that what your intentions were. Like, and then even then, it's still kind of hit or miss. You know, if they're gonna because you have to while the whole time you're doing it, you have to see if they're willing to play back with you. If they give you no
Yeah.
RP, then they're not interested.
Yeah.
But if they're like, hey, oh my god, this guy, they're going on with you on Twitter or something, whatever you want to call it, then you have to have that feel out to be able to read the room and understand that. That's the only way that me personally I could see it happening.
You know what? I really encourage people to reach out of city for things like that. If you have an idea and there's something you want to do with another character, but you're not sure if they'd handle it well in city, reach out. Unless they explicitly say, "Do not talk to me out of city," I don't see a reason why you can't. I mean, it's just help each other have fun.
Yeah.
We got one last
So
question.
Yeah. We're,
Oh, sorry.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Please.
I was just going to say, yeah, we're just big on having that open line of communication with each other. You know, role play's supposed to be a give and take, and sometimes we've. I mean, I don't know about yourselves, but I've definitely been part of situations where having that line of communication with somebody that I'm in a scene with has enabled that scene to progress for both of us into a fun way where we were at an impasse until we had that OOC communication.
Nice.
I agree.
What was?
So we do have one last question, and we are at our time. So I will say this one last question, and Koi also wants to remind us to give a shout out to Astro, who is also another owner.
Astro.
Shout out Astro.
Yes.
So our last question is, I think it's a good one to end on, is what do you offer for newcomers, for new players into your city, new citizens?
Good question. Do you guys have like a
Yeah,
starter pack?
now I will say this now, and I will give again shout out to Trendsetters, because when we flew in, they literally had, and again it comes down to how many admins you have, but they had staff there, greeted us, individually, each one. It didn't matter who flew in, boom, boom, boom. Aside from Sophia, because she flew in, decided to fly at 3 o'clock in the morning. Anybody up by then? Them booty call hours, girl. I'm just kidding. But no, they were there. They showed us, they gave us a little package, just enough to get started. Obviously, they told us, what jobs that were available in the city. And again, it was just a nice, refreshing touch to have somebody there to greet you. And I know a lot of servers do it and a lot of servers don't, because I've definitely found in some servers and you're just there like, okay, what do I do?
Right.
But yeah, no, so shout out to them. And I'm, like I said, I can't wait to hear you guys' answer.
So this is something that we've
I sneezed really hard, guys. Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. So anyway, for those that are coming back to join us, sorry about that. We are
be around to greet new players is we're looking at changing our loading video, so when you're coming into the city, that will explain to you about things such as where our lumber job is, something that we're all incredibly proud of, where things like fishing, mining are, your basic civilian jobs that you can go and start to earn money on, and also maybe give away a couple of hints at where a few things are that maybe the shadier people might be more interested in.
Gotcha. Well, that sounds good. I will say, are you guys looking into like implementing stories or quests in the city, like that are just here, for people to find like little hidden treasures?
You mean almost like an Easter
Yes.
egg? I think yes. It's not something we've discussed, but it's something that would be cool. The way I've seen it and experienced it is that it's all kind of done in the moment with other people, but to have something permanently available is definitely something to look at. I think that'd be very cool.
Yeah, it's just more or less, like I said, falling back on the idea of the server where we all originated. There was just so many good ideas that were making that never really got to come to fruition.
Yeah. You guys were
Um,
you were writing a lot of stuff, dude.
yeah. So for instance, we were in the makings of a museum that was going to showcase, different parts of, different quests that were available in the city. Uh, we had a unique thing whenever somebody died in city that was, a big part of the community. Their plaque was actually implemented into the city and with their name and everything. So you could actually see that person at the funeral, at the cemetery. I'm sorry. And
Mhm.
it was just kind of one of those ways
That's
that
pretty cool.
we were able to give back to the communities for all their time, and it's just kind of remember them, and make them part of that lore. We also had a thing where once you flew into the city, we had a unique quest that you were able to go on to kind of bring in everything around you.
We have discussed the idea of doing some unique things. So I think actually last night we were discussing the idea of placing some puzzles around the city that people can come in and discover that can gift you maybe say you find a chest in the middle of nowhere that you walk up to, and once per character you can go up and solve a puzzle related to that chest, maybe a hack of some sort, and you get a reward from inside of it that's a one-time only reward, and placing things like that around.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's stuff that like that. It's small things like that. And I'm really big on small details, but it's the small details that people have a tendency to overlook that make things great. If you wanted to look at it in layman's terms, the easiest way I could describe it would be adjectives. Adjectives in a sentence that are describing, you know, what that character in that book is doing, or the place they're at, maybe the lighting, what time of day, all these things so small yet have a big significance in that overall story. And that's what I look at, these little small details, like those little puzzles and everything. These are all small details, but overall when you put it all together, it makes a hell of a book.
Yeah.
It's not just about, oh, we got the best guns, or we got real cars, or we got all that stuff. That stuff is the main stuff. Nobody, like, every city can do that. But what's going to separate, you know, any new city from anybody else out there is going to be the small details and what they pay attention to. That's going to be, this is just kind of just me letting you guys know, from my experience of what I see, is this was going to be able to set you apart, is those small fine details that nobody really pays attention to. But it's going to be like, if you were to take the laces off your shoes, if you were to go down maybe 2 holes, you wouldn't really care, but you'd notice it. It'd be like, "Oh, man."
Yeah.
So
Well, as we close out, I would like to pop back into the city from time to time and check you guys out, see your progress. I'm excited for your future, and keep in touch with us. Let us know if you guys have something super duper going on, and maybe we'll come on back and have you back on the show.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely 100%. I will say
Yeah, for sure.
this city is one of the smoother running cities that I have been to.
And really pretty.
Yeah, definitely nice. I don't know what it is about the graphics here, but it is nice. I won't say like there's gonna be top notch, but everything's just, it's not. I don't want to. How do you say? It's not very pixelated. Everything looks smooth.
Yeah, I haven't had a hiccup since I've been here. I didn't realize it till you said it.
Yeah, no, I noticed that as soon as I flew it.
Are we going to the corn maze after this?
Yeah, why not? Let's go check it out.
Let's go to corn maze. All right, but before we go, guys, real quick, Taylor, I wanted to give you guys the floor to give the people, the little final words of, Lunar Vista welcoming spirit.
Oh yeah, I mean, all I can say is I know you were talking about the little details. Come in and help us write our story.
It's a great
There
question.
you go, guys. There you go. You guys, come on in if you're ready to create some new RP. Again, I told you guys in the beginning, jump out of that comfort zone that you're used to, experience something different, and hey, you might find a new home.
Yeah, meet some new people,
Yep.
You got anything to add over there, bro?
Henry?
I'm
Henry? Sorry.
Harry, yeah.
Jennifer, bro. What's
oh, my bad.
Yeah. Jessica, actually, but no, I can only second what Taylor said. Like, yeah, if you're looking for a place to try and create your next big story, we'd love to have you come and tell it here.
And those are beautiful words, guys, coming from, the staff that will be overlooking you guys. That's one of the things that you want to hear from somebody, is to come create those stories, come create your new life and be welcomed, And I definitely feel the welcoming vibe here. I would, again, if it was something weird, I would say it. But I have had nothing but positive experiences, and hopefully throughout the week, as we continue to RP here, we run into more people that have that same outlook here in this city.
of Lunar Vista.
Yeah, we'll be here as well. I'll be in and out of the city from time to time, so pop in and look for Spicy and say hey.
Most definitely, guys. But as always, we appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and if you haven't, head on over to our YouTube channel where you can not only subscribe and follow us there, but you can catch a lot of the older episodes that you may have missed. I know we're on season 3, episode what? 7.
37 episodes sitting next to you, staring at that mug of yours, dude.
I know, dude, and I goddamn it, I love you for it.
Love you too, man. Ride or die, baby.
Ride or die. Yo, as always, bro, this has been Phat, or you can call me Jacob on Mondays.
I'm Spicy, or you can call me Anson most any time of the week, I guess. I don't know.
Just don't call you late for dinner, right?
Ever.
This has been the Phat and Spicy Show, guys, with Lunar Vista. We appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
Corn maze.
Corn.